I'm surprised he said that. Do you look at his time at Leicester and think he failed, or he won the FA Cup, got 5th place twice, and won the Community Shield? Is that failure?
No, it's not failure. No, I think Simon's got the irritation that he talks about is the last year, and where I would agree in the last 12 months, it looked like the spark had gone from Brendan with regards to Leicester City. What was said during some of those, I think it was a couple of seasons ago when he wanted to spend money and they maybe never got quite the amounts that he wanted, or they weren't able to land the players that he wanted. But this season, definitely, it looked like the fire had gone out of Brendan at Leicester a bit, and it was inevitable, I felt, that he was probably going to go. He was probably going to go at some point. You know, he's diplomatic, and he would always appear to say the right things, Brendan, and act, you know, in the correct manner. But it didn't look like there was anything behind his eyes to me when I was watching him this season. And it just looked like Brendan had been to Leicester. He's won the cup, won the Community Shield, and he's had some good players, and he's given them a lot to be thankful for. But it looked like this season, no, it wasn't going to happen, and he wants out, and that's probably what Simon is talking about. But in terms of was he a failure? No, he's not. He wasn't.
The only thing I'll say, and I agree with everything you said. The only thing I'll say is that Leicester side that he had, they were too good to go down.
Well, but we've seen two teams that are too good to go down before.
Of course,
we've seen a
West Ham, of course, the one that springs to mind.
You know, and I remember when the Forest team that Cloughy had. You know, when that team got relegated. And the players that he had and the players that they had at Forest at that particular time, brilliant players, some of them that all moved on and went to some of the biggest clubs in the land. It happens. It does happen. I said earlier, I felt Leicester this season watching them, they looked to me like a team that thought, we'll get out of this. We'll always be able to get out of trouble. We'll get out of trouble. And then before you know it, you're on the back straight, 10 games to go, and you are right in the thick of it in the bottom three. And you're in massive trouble. But I can't see how you can look upon his time. 204 matches, 96 wins. Let me tell you, any manager out there that has a win percentage of around 50%, they're doing very well. Most managers, you look at their win percentages.
It's like 30s, early 30s.
Yeah, particularly, and if they've been in the business a long time, they're in their 30s, 35s and 36s, 38s. Now Brendan's win percentage, most of the clubs he's been to, has been more than acceptable. And you know, he won 96 matches out of 204 for Leicester. He's won them the FA Cup. They won the Community Shield as well. And I don't think you can class that as failure. It was the right time for him to go because he looked like he'd had enough. It wasn't like you've sacked him out of nowhere. It looked like it probably should have been done a few months before it was.
Okay, let's go to the phone line, shall we? 03717223344. Ed is a Leicester fan. Hello, Ed. How are you?
Hi, chaps. How are we doing?
I'm good. I'm very well. What are you doing today? You sunbathing? You chilling out? Or you at work? What are you up to?
Got out of work early. We'll be in the sun shortly.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, maybe get a pint as well. Go on then. So you're.
Do they know, Ed? You've clocked off early.
Yeah, so just kind of reiterating what you were saying.
Right. That's
I think
good.
it was mixed reviews, really. I think you look back at what Rodgers did for Leicester. He was a dream signing when we first got him. Following on from the Premier League win and getting the FA Cup, getting us into the Conference League, doing all of these things. And as you say, this season, he should have gone sooner. Yeah. Unfortunately, the spark just went. I went to the majority of the home games and it was just, there was no desire. And obviously, not being able to bring in players and things like that, but it just looked like everything was deflated. Yeah. And unfortunately, I mean, it was just one of those.
It certainly. I don't think he could hide it either. I don't think, as Ed just said there, and I don't think even from his own set of supporters, you know, he could. I think even they could start to feel it and see it, and the inevitable that happened, you know, was always there. So it's not been the biggest surprise in the world that Leicester wanted to make that change. They should have perhaps been a bit braver and done it a fair bit sooner than they did.
Maybe we had a chance of staying up. Let's speak to Anthony. He's a Celtic fan. Hi, Anne.
Hiya.
Is that the radio on? If it is, can you turn it off? Because then we get a bit of feedback otherwise.
There you go.
Is that it? You done it?
Yep.
Good boy. So you're a Celtic fan. So what's your view? He's 16-1 on. It's very rare the bookies get it that wrong. So it looks like he's going to be your next manager. Are you happy about the fact he's coming back or not?
Oh, well, good evening, lads. You know, it's nice to get on, but you never see it at a bus stop. You know what I mean? But I'm not over the moon after Anne's leaving. But at the end of the day, it's football, and a week in football is a long time.
It certainly is.
Celtic fans are 50-50 with the whole situation, but the whole situation goes right back to a situation that wasn't solved. Brendan Rodgers was looking for 400,000 or $500,000 to take John McGinn to Celtic, and Peter Lawwell wouldn't give him the money, and that's what started it all. So I think Peter Lawwell and Brendan Rodgers should come out and tell the fans the truth for once, what really went on.
How do you know that?
Well, the dogs in the street know it as a Celtic fan.
No, but if it's not been publicly announced, how do you know that? Is it hearsay? Bloke in the pub told you? Is it that kind of thing?
No, it's definitely not. No, it's just through footballers. I know a few footballers. I wouldn't want to mention them.
No, don't do that. We'll get in trouble.
But at the end of the day, a lot of people know about it. If you're a Celtic fan, if you know your history, you know everything.
Yeah.
And that's the way the club works.
Anthony, do you think it needs to be? Do you think we really need to go down over old territory and down old roads, and as opposed to just look? If Brendan comes back, this is the now. What he did, he won trophies with you. He gave you success. Why can't you just look to what's going to be happening in the future rather than worrying about what went on before?
Well, that's what the problem is. What you're saying is 100% correct. But at the end of the day, that situation, and then in the Scottish Cup final, we won the treble, and he sneaked Lee Lennon in the back door, Peter Lawwell, and then he left after.
I think you did the double treble. You didn't do the treble, did you?
The treble, yes.
Oh, did you? Okay. I thought you did the treble twice and didn't do it the third year.
Anyway, you were on. I was driving to work in Belfast there about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I think you give was it Conor Goldstein or somebody? You put him in the Premier League Team of the Year.
Put who in the Premier League Team of the Year?
A Rangers player, great player. I think it was Conor Goldstein.
Oh no, that was Adrian. That was before me. That was Adrian.
Right, okay. Yeah. Well, we done the treble, but you never, Anyway, that's not the point.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, listen,
Celtic fans would like to bury the hatchet, and we know Brendan's good enough.
Yeah.
But the Celtic board. It's the Celtic board and Peter Lawwell. It's where it all lies.
Okay, all right. Well, listen,
he knows what he's going back into. Brendan knows. So listen, he knows all the personnel. He knows exactly the way the club work. He knows that he would love to be able to say, I want to have a real go in the Champions League, and I really want to make a success of that. So therefore, I want to buy this. I want to do. But he knows that's not going to happen at Celtic. It's not going to happen. That's why. I mean, Brendan originally went to Celtic to be successful and to give them a period that they enjoyed, and that he could also then put in his back pocket and then go and find himself another big Premier League job. Mm. Now, he got to Leicester, he's won things there, and it's all fizzled out. I think he's now at that point, he's going to go back to Celtic and he's going to look to do the same thing again.
Get his stock up again.
Going to get,
I agree.
Because I think he's an ambitious guy.
Yeah,
I think he is.
I agree.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.